I think that Bitcoin is unstoppable. So the truth is, Bitcoin doesn't need America. America does need Bitcoin. It's the idea of a strategic reserve is a monetary strategy, among other things.
Michael Saylor presents a compelling case that Bitcoin is not just a financial asset, it's the most transformative innovation of our time. As a digital commodity born from the internet age, Bitcoin stands to redefine global capital allocation and economic power. Saylor argues that the U.S. doesn't merely benefit from Bitcoin, it must embrace it or risk falling behind. While the rest of the world clings to debt-laden fiat systems and legacy assets, Bitcoin represents a once-in-a-civilization opportunity, a decentralized, incorruptible monetary network. He draws parallels to America's past land grabs, buying California or Alaska for pennies before their true value was known, and suggests that Bitcoin is the next cyberspace land rush. For nations that understand this early, it's a chance to convert declining fiat into ownership of the future. For those that don't, it's a one-way ticket to irrelevance in a world shifting from analog finance to digital sovereignty.
Subscribe to Daily Bitcoin Trends for expert insights, real-time market updates, and proven crypto strategies. No hype, just smart analysis to help you make better decisions in crypto.
Now, what's money in the modern world? The 20th century world has $450 trillion of capital, money, and it's sitting in the form of private and public equity, foreign real estate, sovereign debt, especially foreign sovereign debt, other people's currency, corporate bonds. Bitcoin is better money. So we can either just leave the world the way it is, or we introduce this idea of Bitcoin. Now, by the way, we can't stop it. Satoshi started the fire. The fire is burning, and every single day, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars of capital are flowing into the network. It's going to go from 2 billion to 20 billion to 200 billion to 2 trillion to 20 trillion to 200 trillion. And when it gets to 200 trillion, it'll chop along at plus 20% to eventually 300, 400, 500 trillion dollars. And where is that capital going to come from? It's going to come from Russian real estate. It's going to come from Chinese private equity. It's going to come from everything in Africa, everything in South America. You have capital flowing from foreign financial and physical assets to Bitcoin. You have capital flowing from 20th century assets to Bitcoin. Capital is going to flow from the 20th century to the 21st century. It's going to flow from physical to digital. It's going to flow from currency-based derivatives to a digital commodity derivative. So it's already happening. It's unstoppable. It's literally like, for me to say Bitcoin's going to demonetize gold understates it. Yeah, it's going to demonetize gold, then it's going to demonetize the real estate that's 10x more than gold. Then it's going to demonetize every long-term store of value. We have the opportunity to, in essence, just grab 10, 20, 25% of the network, let the entire dynamic flow, and it's going to accelerate. And when the dust settles, the American people will own 25, 30% of that capital, which right now is sitting in 20th century foreign assets. And so it's a very elegant strategy, and maybe it's a little bit of a evil genius strategy. This is the modern digital gold rush. We should just go grab the digital gold. Eventually the rest of the world will trade all of their stuff for it, but when they buy it, they'll be buying it at 10 million a coin, or 20 million a coin, or 50 million a coin. And we will basically take our debt and we'll negate it, and then we'll flip to being a creditor nation. And what does it take to be rich? Well, ask Bill Gates or Steve Ballmer or Mark Zuckerberg, or Larry Page or Sergey Brin. What does it take to be rich? It just takes a little bit of vision, a little bit of conviction, and use technology, right? And so in this case, I think our country should be rich. It is rich. We're rich because we bought California for a few $million before people knew before they knew Hollywood or Silicon Valley would be a thing, right? And now I think we should buy cyberspace. And it's the most powerful lever imaginable because you're paying a penny to get a dollar. And not only are you paying a penny to get a dollar, but you're de-risking the thing, right? Because in the process of adopting Bitcoin as the network, you force a stampede of all of our allies, all of our frenemies, all of our enemies, and you accelerate the monetization of the network. So everybody's a winner. I mean, arguably, even the rest of the world's a winner because they're going to be better off using digital capital as a store of value than using Siberian warehouses.
Saylor explains that global capital, over $450 trillion, is tied up in outdated financial systems, foreign real estate, sovereign debt, and depreciating currencies. Bitcoin, as a superior form of money, is absorbing capital from these failing 20th century assets into a 21st century protocol. He visualizes Bitcoin scaling from billions to hundreds of trillions of dollars as capital flows into the network at an exponential rate. In this process, it will outpace gold, real estate, and every long-term store of value known today. Saylor emphasizes that this shift is unstoppable. Satoshi lit the fire, and it now burns through global inefficiencies, pulling wealth from centralized institutions into decentralized rails. America, he argues, can strategically position itself to own 25 to 30% of this future capital pool simply by adopting Bitcoin early. This is not just a hedge against inflation or debt. It's a technological lever that can reestablish America as a creditor nation in a digitally native financial order.
This is an opportunity. We can buy the entire thing for a nickel. It's nearly free for us. And then we'll make $100 trillion off of it. Or we can ignore it and we can all just raise our taxes, cut our costs, work harder, and lament the fact that every time you see some schmo that's worth infinite money and you look and you're like, how could that person be worth so much money when they just seem so stupid? You know? You just remember, they moved to Silicon Valley and they made it by using a computer. Satoshi gave us money on a computer. We should accept the gift. We should not give the gift to our enemies or our frenemies. We should just take it. It's free. Thomas Jefferson bought Louisiana Territory for a few $1 million. Nobody knew why we needed the Louisiana Territory or Texas or California. I think we're lucky we have it. Seward was considered to be a moron. Seward's folly. Don't buy Alaska. What's in Alaska? There's nothing in Alaska other than $1 trillion of oil. People can't imagine. They're like, well, I can't imagine living in cyberspace. You know, you can't, but the AI can. And the AI is going to be doing all the work shortly. That's exactly where they want to live. They want to live in cyberspace. So if you don't want to buy it, you know, because you think it's useful for you, buy it because it'll be useful for them. And otherwise, it'll be Russian and Chinese AI bots living in cyberspace, dominating the network, and not us. So I think it's there, it's ours, we should take it, it's manifest destiny for the United States of America. There's $1 trillion of smart capital invested in this network. 99% of the electricity driving crypto security is in this network. 99% of digital power of hash rate is in this network. 99% of the political support, of the brand acceptance, of the regulatory acceptance is in this network. It's the winner, right? Don't sell the winner to buy the loser.
To Saylor, rejecting Bitcoin is not just poor judgment, it's a historic mistake. He urges American policymakers to recognize Bitcoin as a national strategic asset, a digital Louisiana purchase that costs almost nothing but holds the potential to generate trillions. By aligning national interest with Bitcoin, the U.S. not only turbocharges its own financial future, but triggers a global race into the protocol. This mass adoption would accelerate Bitcoin's monetization while preserving sovereignty in the face of AI, geopolitical tension, and monetary decay. Saylor likens this to accepting a gift, one that, if refused, will be seized by adversaries like China and Russia. In his view, Bitcoin is no longer an experiment. It's the winning network, the secure digital foundation upon which future economies will be built. America must act now, not later, to secure its place in this emerging financial reality, or risk becoming a footnote in the story of Bitcoin's inevitable global dominance.